Hey guys, welcome back. It's Limitless here. Alright, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, otherwise you're going to find Scarnash in your freezer licking your popsicles. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. We got the build strat here today, and it looks pretty simple, and it certainly can be. It'll work pretty well, and this is the generalized version that I'm showing you. Obviously there's tweaks you can do, substitutions, that fun stuff. But let's just start here and see how we go. So we've got a reflect beam. Now obviously I'm using relics that are, they're very borrowed from other things right now because I'm still recovering from my series of APs. But anyway, we've got a reflect beam. I actually don't have the torpedo on that because I'm not using it for damage. It's just for protection. And I'm actually using a storm proton. And I'm using a geyser trap. This geyser trap actually does have the freezing rain on it, and that has a chance to freeze all enemies that it drenches. Now I should be using a vicious on this, but oh well, I'm using it on the flame aura. Now the reason why is this. Now this flame aura here, this is what you want to use to wipe out your flyers, along with your PDT efforts and all that. As you can see, we've got PDT. And then on this lane, I'm putting it over here. I've got my Earth Shatter. Now the Earth Shatter, PDT, and the Flame Aura, they're going to be your kind of heavy hitters for the build, whereas the rest of the stuff works to freeze it up. Let's see where we're at here. Alright, I wasn't even paying attention to the other lanes. Good stuff. You can see, we're on floor 200, we're not cheaping out here. Anyway, I'll show you the build before we go any further. The Flame Aura, we've got this stuff, you can see it. I'll just let you check that out yourself. And then we've got the Earth Shatter. Obviously, I really do like my Earth Shatter, and I like... Okay, so this is the reflect beam that I'm using. It's completely garbage. Don't do it this way. Well, you can obviously use the automation and the defense rate. That's about all you need, though. When it comes to this one here, we're using our Frosty Beams Gilded, of course. Yeah, this works fine wherever you're at, so. I'm using Destructive Pylon on the beam, along with a Gilded Water Elemental. And that is so it can actually self-proc a bit of the electrocute on its own. And then that's going to be my PDT builder right there. And let's see here. We've got our geyser trap right there. You can see I have the freezing rain on it. 42% chance to freeze all targets. It's not even gilded. And I think that's about it on that build. But anyway, it's a 6-piece build when you have the freedom for the 210 DU for a lane. Otherwise, without the Flame Aura, it's going to be a 180 build. So anyway, when it comes to this, it's your choice depending on the lane. You may not even need the reflect beam on certain lanes. Like obviously, going back here, that's a Game Ogre lane. I don't need the reflect beam there. I'm doing it anyway, just because I'm doing a generalized version right now. And of course, I do have my Flame Auras on the lanes that have the flyers, so they're getting pretty buffed out too. Like this here, Proton Beams, it's doing whatever. The Geyser Trap, 1.74 mil. Reflect Beam, it's only doing like 175k-ish, but the Earth Shatter is doing 12.6 mil, and it has range on it, so you can get higher out of it if you don't want to use range, but I really like range. PDTs are doing, what, 3.66 mil, that's decent. The Flame Aura is maxed out right now at 7.29 with just the Destructive to buff it, so obviously, depending on how you use it and placement, as with any other build, any substitutions you want to do, whatever, that's going to change, how efficient your build is, how easily it's going to slap during the waves. That's just how it is. But this build as it is going to give you obviously tower DPS and stun. It's also going to give you up close and personal semi-AoE stun, as well as some damage, especially if you have the Claymore in there. Mine is massively ranged, by the way, which I do prefer at 25-10 range. And so that's also giving you, with these two defenses right here, that's going to give you Electrocute, so you both have Electrocute and Petrify in this build. So that actually is quite a bit of fun. I'm just going to be upgrading Earth Shatters on the lanes here that they don't have the Flame Auras. We've already done the Flame Auras, so keep a little equilibrium in the lanes, that kind of thing. It depends on your needs and all that. Like, you should be checking bosses, you should be checking lanes, you know. You can see I'm not bothering because I'm lazy, you know, but obviously this build is not optimized right now because of all the borrowed relics. So it can do far better than I'm doing with it right now. But as you can see, it's still slapping. It congests the lanes heavily, you know, they get slowed, multi-stunned, all that fun stuff. So it's really up to you guys how you want to do it. Like, for instance, if on a lane you just don't need that reflect beam, well, guess what? You can do 20 for an explosive trap or something else, you know, it's up to you. Be smart about your substitutions. Make sure you're not giving up benefits for other things. As always, you do not need to follow this build verbatim, you know, just do what's right for you. Make it your own, you know, do whatever you want to do with it, and I hope you kick some butt. Go away, dude. Oh, he got me. Yeah, he's nowhere near as strong as my barb, which I should probably be running around on, so let's do some of that. Oh yeah, I should show you too. So, Earth Shatters, right now where they're at 20.2 mil on their own at stage 5. So you can see that's definitely a hard hitter, definitely a boss eater, all that fun stuff. And this way, this build just gives you a nice mix of all kinds of things, you know. You've got slow, you've got stun, you've got 2 kinds of elemental combo. You've got single target and AoE damage. And best of all, you know, it's within the budget. You know, it's anywhere from 180 to 210 to use. So you can use this on various maps, you know, all over the place. With substitutions, you know, you can make it cheaper or more expensive, or if you just have, you know, those bigger maps, you got that extra DE, you know, you could add multiple flame auras or whatever you want to do. So. Oh, hi there, buddy. That was funny. It was like he lagged back. Anyway. Seriously, you're not done? There we go. I want to hit him because I'm like, do the work for me. Come on, build. And then for those that are curious, the PDTs are hitting 7.33 mil at max. So that's fun too. As you saw, the PDTs do have explosive poison, you know. We've got multiple kinds of AoE stuff here. So this can work pretty much wherever you're feeling like it. And the thing that I like about the Flame Wars too is that at the range, you really buff that up and you're going to be able to destroy things from incredible distances. Like, obviously you can see half of my Flame Aura's range right there reaches well into the spawn. The other half, obviously it's over here. So from inside the spawn there, we're all the way over here at a diameter. With that kind of range, there isn't a whole lot that you can't do. Where's that Bastille? Never mind. Yeah, I was sitting there looking like, where is that Bastille? You know, let me check the mini-map. Dead. That's right, go away, little dude. You don't want to. Oh, I was thinking we were on wave 4, my bad. Alright guys, so I do urge you to try this one if you're looking for one of those more elaborate builds instead of my usual like 2 or 3 piece thing. Obviously, as you can see, this build did absolutely slap, and it's not even built properly, so yeah, you guys feel free to, you know, explore what kind of ranges and all that and substitutions and everything that might work for you. But this is how I'm enjoying it right now. As you can see, it's floor 200. It slapped it like it was nothing. Didn't have to catch anything. Nothing broke through. It covers flyers and ground, you know, all the fun stuff. Got your multi-stun, you've got Petrify, and you've got, excuse me, you've also got your Electrocute, and of course, with that thing freezing, that's also going to give you Crush when you get the combos hitting correctly, so there's a lot of stuff going on, guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. God bless you guys, and take care.